welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming on here to talk about something that's been on my mind lately that I feel I might as well share since I've been thinking about it so much, and that is embracing your authentic truth, what that looks like, and something really important, which is embracing the fact that it's always changing. So what does it mean, embracing your ever-changing authentic truth? Well, what do you resonate with? And if you're asking, I don't know, what does it mean? What do I resonate with? Basically at the bottom of it all, like in the simplest of terms, what makes sense to you? What can you get behind? What do you support? What are your beliefs? What makes sense in your life, where when something resonates, it means it's aligned with us. It means we are aligned with it. So if something resonates, it means it already applies to your life in some way. Usually it isn't something new, and if it is some kind of piece of new information, then at least it already somehow fits its way in your life in some way, shape, or form. At the end of the day, things that resonate are essentially already true in some way, or they feel true to you, which means that's your intuition going off, right? Like that's your gut feeling going off. It's like, oh yeah, this feels true, even if it doesn't already, make some kind of obvious way into your life just yet. We all have that gut feeling, and it comes down to, can you trust that your gut feeling is telling you that something is true or not? So really what I want to talk about is the fact that our truth is always changing. And I've really been learning this through this time. Like, if you've been following me, I've been having kind of a rough time in my journey lately. What I found is my truth is always changing. And it's always been like that, whether I've been conscious of it or not. It's like what resonated with me years ago no longer resonates with me now. And that's how it's supposed to be. It's never going to be a one size fits all. What resonates with you from one moment can not resonate with you the next moment. It really depends where you are in your journey, where your journey is taking you. As people, we are always changing, and therefore our path is always changing, because again, it's never a one size fits all situation. And that goes the same for our beliefs too. They're going to change throughout your life. I don't think I've met a single person who hasn't changed their mind about something at some point in their life. Your path is going to twist and mold its way in a lot of different forms. You kind of have to think about it like shedding your skin. And once you shed an old skin that, no longer serves, and when you try to put it back on, it doesn't fit, right? And that means that some part of your path, some part of your truth has changed. Whether it be losing friends, losing jobs, just getting aligned to something totally different in your life, like totally new experiences. There's always that shedding and that changing going on in all of our paths. And sometimes that means a change in perspective. Like for me, especially like through this time that I've been kind of flowing through, I've really had to understand that my truth has totally changed. From where I was before I ended up where I am now. Where I was, it was like boom, 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 go, get everything done, nail everything on the head, pinpoint information, there you go. And now it's totally changed, and I've really had to embrace that. And it's changed in the way that now, the way that I look at information is more with a sense of gentleness and compassion. And I really feel like that's changed and is changing in the way that I carry myself, in the way that I am approaching readings now. It used to be like, oh, I would just want to get like the most accurate, the most pinpointed information. I want to hit like straight to the heart of it. And now really what I feel is my priorities have changed, where now it's more, how soft can I be with the delivery? How gentle can I be going into this, both with my own energy and with someone else's? For a good few weeks, I've probably been going through it for a couple months now, but it's like for a good few weeks, I was really frustrated that I was not my usual like bing bang boom type of vibe. And I kept trying to go back to that. and it just wasn't fitting. And you know why? It's because that energy is just not serving me at this time. I've shed it. Maybe there's a new layer of skin of that energy somewhere way down the line, but at this point in time, that's gone. That truth has faded out. It's phased out. And now my truth is about ease, softness, compassion, being gentle, being very mindful. There's just this softer energy is really just the way that I can describe as what's coming out of this time period. You know, I've really had to come to terms with that, which many of us do. When our truth changes, we have to, it's a letting go. You know, it's a letting go, it's a shift. Sometimes we are prepared for it, sometimes we're not. And I've really had to embrace this as just another one of my truths, where instead of deciding, oh, I'm just going to wait this period out until I get to, you know, that really hard-hitting energy again, like, no, this soft energy is also a part of my truth that I'm really having to learn at this time. Like, this is still me. It's not that I have to wait it out. It's that it's a different facet of myself that I need to understand and embrace, that I'm capable of. Hopefully that makes sense, because that's something that I've really, really had to come to terms with, is like, oh, this is still me, you know? And I've talked about this in my last video, is I felt like this doesn't feel like me. Well, it is me. It's just a different side of me that I have yet to experience. And now that I'm experiencing it, I'm understanding that I am capable of delivering things in a much gentler way. For those of us whose truths change on the daily, depending on like what information we come across, depending on what activations we come across, what readings, you know, so forth, I can tell you your truth will also change depending on what you're learning and if it serves your path or not. You know, I think sometimes we take for granted all the different sides of us that we get to experience, because at the end of the day, all and everything that we experience is part of the human experience. And, you know, I'm guilty of this. I get so lost trying to get to the destination of, I'll be happy when I'm here, or I'll feel satisfied when I'm here. When I get here, this is where my life is going to start again. And when that happens, it really just, you kind of just keep delaying your own experience. You just delay the feeling of being present and grounded in what you are currently experiencing. And, you know, granted, not everything we experience is going to be butterflies and rainbows. You know, sometimes we have to sit in the uncomfortable moments and in the uncomfortable emotions and phases, and it's easier said than done. You know, a lot of the times, like, even I'm guilty of this, like when I'm faced with uncomfortable energy, which I have been for the past, you know, so months, it's like I keep trying to find things to distract myself from it. I keep trying to go for like you know, like extra walks or whatever. I keep trying to do things so that I don't have to feel uncomfortable. But it's in those phases, it's in those dips, it's in those shadows, or, you know, whatever you want to call, you know, whatever you want to call it. Sitting in those moments really gets you to realize the type of person you are. And, you know, what is this spiritual journey all about? It's all about self-discovery. So what are you discovering in those moments about yourself? For me, it's that I have been trying to avoid feeling like I'm lost or floating. So I keep trying to give myself things to do. And while structure is great, at the same time, you know, I really have to just embrace and flow through the fact that I don't know what I'm doing at this time. I don't know when I'm going to come back online. And I keep, you know, throwing that narrative in there of, well, when I come back online, that's when I'm going to start doing videos again. That's when I'm going to start doing readings again. And that's why I'm doing this video here right now, is because I just can't wait till that moment. You know, I can't wait to live life till that moment. So I'm just going to live life as best I can in the uncomfortable energy too, because that's still a facet of me. That's still a facet of this experience that I'm living through. This is really just like a stream of consciousness. I didn't really like take notes for this video or anything like that. So hopefully some parts of it resonate, some parts of it, you know, you can toss out if you need to, or if you just like watching me talk. I could have spent this whole time just waiting and waiting and waiting to take YouTube videos. I could have just not tried to do a reading at all, because to be quite honest, I still feel pretty disconnected. But that's just my truth right now. That's just my truth, is that I feel disconnected. I'm sharing that, even though, you know, it's not the best place for me to be. I don't feel confident when I'm feeling lost. But you know what? Like, I might as well embrace it, because I know we all go through it, even though a majority of us don't share that. But the point of it is, like, don't be afraid of where your truth has you in the moment. I've actually been seeing this quote, well, not a quote, but this kind of phrase on my Instagram feed lately, because I follow a bunch of artists. And everyone at some point talks about how when you don't have the inspiration and when you don't feel the passion, you still kind of have to show up in front of that canvas and paint anyways, because those are the days that you need to paint. And, you know, you're not always going to have inspiration there driving you forward. And I really thought about that, and that really actually inspired me to come out here and do this video today, because I have not had any inspiration for like months now. I haven't had any inspiration. I haven't felt the motivation, but those are really, that's the time period where I really just kind of have to motivate myself, where I really just kind of have to go out and do a video anyway and talk about something that's been on my mind that I know is still likely going to help someone's spiritual journey, even if I don't feel that passion, you know, fueling it from behind. It's still a passion of mine. It's just, I'm in a weird space, guys. I'm in a really weird space, but I feel like it's still teaching me something, and I still want to show up for it, and I still want to share it. So yeah, embrace your path, embrace your truth, no matter where it has you. Embrace your life, because moment to moment, every moment of your life is a gift. You know, every moment that you get to spend on this beautiful earth is a gift. Yes, it has its ups and downs, but at the same time, you know, we all signed up to be here, and it's an experience. Right, yeah, this is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter video, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm here embracing wherever it takes me. I hope that I left you some food for thought in this video, and I don't know, I'll see you in the next one, whenever the next one may be. Peace.